I grew up in one of the most dangerous places in the world. This was the scariest day of my life. Growing up in Gaza, I was used to periodic war and occupation. Despite this, my husband was a successful entrepreneur with his own fitness club, and my family was able to maintain a warm house and happy, quality life. On October 7th, I already felt in my gut that this time would be different, that the retaliation would be unimaginable. In those early days, bombings were everywhere, but at least my family was still together in a home that could shelter us. Then, we were forced to flee our homes in northern Gaza. It broke my heart to leave everything behind, but still we headed south, and I was relieved when we arrived in the so-called humanitarian zone. The next day, we sat down to have breakfast, trying to create a moment of peace for our children amidst all the tension and fear. I was holding my baby, rocking him to sleep. Suddenly, we heard screams outside, followed by gunshots and explosions. "The tanks are coming!" We ran in terror, my sisters and I, with mothers and fathers shouting, "Save yourselves! Save yourselves!" The place we were promised would be safe turned into a death zone within minutes. The streets were full of frantic people running, though they had nowhere to go. Split up from my family, I ran while holding my little son, smoke filling the sky above us and missiles falling so close. It felt like the apocalypse. What makes this day stand out so vividly in my memory was the way people started to drop around me, martyred, wounded. I could see their blood, their mutilated bodies, their screams of pain, just feet away from me. But all I could do was keep running away and pulled my baby closer to my chest, as if shielding him from the whole world with my body. It is a bit of a blur what happened next when we stopped running, when I embraced my husband again. But I remember we walked distances no human should endure, under a scorching sun, with the ground burning beneath our feet. My son cried himself to sleep from exhaustion, and inside me there was nothing left but fear. I remember suddenly collapsing as my body betrayed me, and I began vomiting from severe repulsion, exhaustion, and heat. Just a few days later, we received heartbreaking news. My husband's club, our only source of income, was completely destroyed. Everything was gone, years of hard work, the remnants of stability, everything I held onto to convince myself that life could still go back to normal. In the past year and a half, I have seen all sorts of horrific things, almost died more times than I can remember, and moved place to place in our increasingly ruined strip. But still it is that day that has imprinted on my mind. I'm not sure why exactly. Maybe this was the wake-up moment that forced me to truly accept my new reality. Maybe it destroyed some remaining sense of innocence and naive optimism within me. Or maybe it is just the most vivid memory in my mind. In any case, I hope writing will somehow help me to let it go. If I must relive it in my daily life, I rather not relive it in my memory.